everyone. My name is Meira B.Epstein, and I'm speaking to you from New York City. Today, I'd like to tell you about my upcoming workshops. The general subject is long-term and lifetime prediction. Long-term prediction is an important and very useful topic, which is usually missing from the general practice of astrology as we currently know it. Current practices tend to use transits only. I mean, most people, not everybody, but most people tend to talk about transits only. And we definitely know that these are not enough, absolutely not enough. Even more advanced techniques, such as secondary progressions, solar arc directions, and even perfections, cannot provide sufficient information on the long-term life-changing periods, as well as the journey of personal evolution. They're not enough. People always want to understand and make sense of their direction in life, the good and the bad, the gain and the loss, the potential and the fulfillment. These two techniques presented here today, and presented in this upcoming workshop, will fill in the gap, will provide such tools, long-term tools. Let me tell you more about it more in detail. Part 1, the first technique. Here we introduce the predictive technique that is based on the lots, fortune and spirit. In previous classes, some of you may have already learned about the lots in general, how they're calculated and how they're used. This workshop builds on that knowledge and takes you a step further. Fortune and spirit have held an important place in astrology since ancient time. However, they were mostly observed in a natal chart and in horary charts, horary astrology charts. As a result of Project Hindsight translation and research in the early 90s, now we know that they also have a role in timing of major life periods. These periods are the number of years associated with the planets. Number of years associated with planets. The numbers come from the synodic cycle of the planets with the sun. Here's a new word, synodic cycle. We will explain these cycles and see how they become important life cycles as well. We will also see what happens in the transition from one period to the next. These transitions are interesting by themselves. These planetary periods are significant in our journey of personal evolution as we develop the personality and build up our life experiences. The primary source, almost the only source for this material, is the Hellenistic astrologer Vettius Valens from the 2nd century. His work is very well known and very comprehensive, and he provides detailed information about this technique. In part 2, we will discuss another technique. Here you will learn about another predictive technique, which I call D-Q, short for diurnal quadrants. This is based on the diurnal or daily rotation of the Earth in 24 hours. Please note that the word diurnal should not be confused with another technique that uses that word. It's called diurnals. This is very different. So if you know anything about a technique called diurnals, this is not it. This technique has the power to show when in life, early or late, the chart potentials come into play and manifest in reality. When looking at major configurations in the natal charts, we always ask ourselves, when will it come to pass? When will it happen? Sometimes this occurs at a young age, and sometimes much later in life. The system has the power to answer such questions. This predictive system is based on the houses, and therefore it is necessary to clarify which house system is to be used. The seminar will include a section on house systems in general, and specifically on the Placidus houses, because this system uses the Placidus houses. This system was known to the ancients, but completely forgotten in our time. The sources for this material come from Ptolemy, Claudius Ptolemy in the 2nd century, Dorotheus of Sidon in the 1st century. It's also mentioned by William Lilly in the 17th century, and also shows up in the work of the 20th century German astrologer Wolfgang Dobereiner. Incidentally, Dobereiner does not quote any sources, but when you read the ancient texts, you realize where this is coming from. So now the question is, what do you need to know in order to learn these systems? Is it too advanced? Is it easy? Is it difficult? And the answer is simple. My answer is simple. Anyone with a good foundation of astrology, knowledge about the houses, the planets, the signs, sign rulerships, zodiacal condition and aspects, anybody who knows this basic material can learn and benefit from these techniques. The calculations are very basic. There are almost no calculation whatsoever. And of course, you do not need a computer, and you don't even need pencil and paper. You can do it in your head. It's so simple. So you can virtually do it without any computation, without any sophisticated computation. Finally, I want to add that it is very exciting for me to join the efforts of SATA. SATA is doing great work in promoting astrology in all its varieties, and they provide classes on many topics and bring together, I would say, East and West in terms of astrological techniques. It is a unique opportunity for me to meet Chinese astrologers and all astrology lovers. And therefore, I hope to see you all in class. Bye-bye.